Good morning and welcome to your daily dose, international yachting, sailing, and boating news for Thursday, June 23rd. If you like what you see or hear, please do subscribe. If you have a story or a suggestion, you can reach out to us at info@yachtinginternationalradio.com. I am Ria Rao, and this is your daily dose. The global yacht market in 2021 was valued at US $10.8 billion. The market is anticipated to reach US $15.15 billion by 2026. Much of the expertise in the luxury yacht building market is concentrated in only a few countries, including Italy, Turkey, the Netherlands, US, and Germany. An increase in income inequality, higher disposable income, and a positive macroeconomic scenario are some of the factors driving the market growth. COVID-19 also has contributed to the growth as the ultra-high net worth individuals have changed the way they live, avoiding crowds and spending more on leisure activities, thus increasing the sale of both motor yachts and sailing yachts in the year 2021. An update on the hero of the story we brought you on Monday in regards to the 70-foot yacht that caught fire and sunk in the US off the coast of New Hampshire this past Saturday. It turns out that the skipper that rescued the 3 crew on board and their 2 dogs was a lobster fisherman. He happened to be passing by and noticed smoke coming from the yacht, so turned back to check it out. By the time he made it back, the boat had burst into flames and the crew and dogs were standing in the stern of the yacht, holding pool noodles. He proceeded to dump his lobster traps and yelled for them to jump into the water. The lady of the yacht was rescued first, then the 2 dogs, and finally the 2 men, which required the help of another small fishing boat nearby. Only one small injury was reported amongst the group, and the hero fisherman's advice: if you ever think somebody is in distress out there, it doesn't hurt to cruise on over and check it out to make sure that they are okay. 3 crew members sustained injuries from an explosion in the engine room of an MSC containership in the Western Mediterranean Sea off the coast of France on Tuesday. 2 of the injuries are serious. The incident was reported at around 9 a.m. on board the MSC Rochelle, sailing from Napoli, Italy to a port in France. The 3 victims were medevaced by a French Navy helicopter for medical treatment. The fire on board seems to be under control, and there is no continued threat to the environment or safety. On Saturday morning, U.S. Coast Guard crews helped rescue the captain and owner of a commercial fishing vessel that caught fire off the coast of Manzanita Beach, Oregon. The initial distress call to the U.S. Coast Guard came in at 06:30 hours. The sole person on board was rescued from the water by another nearby fishing vessel, and a response crew arrived on scene to set up a 1,000-yard safety zone around the boat. No injuries were reported, but the vessel burnt to the waterline. Aaron Harris of the Coast Guard stated that the captain was very lucky that there was another boat on scene to assist him. Otherwise, he would have been in a lot of trouble. More than likely, if the other boat hadn't been there, he would have been forced to enter the water and wait for them. He also stated that the blaze likely started as a stack fire and spread to the vessel's fiberglass composite hull. Seems the fishermen have been saving the day a lot lately. It is the Cannes Lions Festival, and for those of you that are unaware of what that actually is, imagine the film festival, but for commercials. Not an exact description, but it'll do. As per usual, the super yachts are paramount in the background, serving as impressive backdrops for potential advertisers and clients. In the past, nestled amongst many of the super yachts were, of course, a myriad of Russian-owned floating palaces. This year, there is but one, with most having fled the Med or having been seized. The reason the one is still there? Well, it seems the yachties in the area have something to say about that. One deckhand stated that there are still billions of Russian money laundered in hands. You just have to know who to pay off. Everyone gets paid off. The area is so corrupt, it makes China look like a utopia. Other insiders have stated that with the biggest oligarchs having been chased out, it seems that the Saudi super yachts have moved in to replace them. Pepper in a few American billionaires and the scene is complete. One super yacht captain stated that Cannes is the land of plenty if you give money to the right person. Whether any of it is true or not, if you want to see some impressive super yachts, Cannes is the place to be. If you want to see some impressive Russian super yachts, head over to Turkey or the UAE. Our last story is another rescue story, but this time for someone with 4 legs. However, the rescuer happened to be the captain of the ship, and the 4-legged creature rescued was a Meerkat. Last week, under the watchful eye of Captain Tom Sexton on board the small cargo ship Maritime, 2 Meerkats boarded, destined for a zoo in England. By the time the ship arrived in Penzance, somehow the little creatures had gotten themselves free and were creating chaos on deck. Now, Doris was slower than her friend Boris, and she was nabbed fairly quickly. However, Boris was a bit more adventurous and made a break for it overboard. Captain Sexton grabbed a pair of gloves and dove in after Boris as the crew tied a cage to a rope and lowered it over the side. Captain Sexton stated that rescuing Boris was easier than he thought it would be, as the Meerkat was quite glad to be caught. Pretty sure Boris had no idea when he jumped overboard that he was literally jumping overboard. Don't forget to tune in this evening at 1800 CET for 5-minute tips for self-care with Geraldine Hardy. This week, why values and principles are so important. Then at 1900 CET, join myself and Chris Coleman, General Manager of Technocraft. What is Technocraft? Without them, the largest super yachts on the planet would have a hard time being painted. Tune in to find out more. This has been your daily dose of yachting, sailing, and boating news for Thursday, June 23rd. Thanks for tuning in. If you have any suggestions, questions, or news that you would like to share, send us an email at info@yachtinginternationalradio.com. And don't forget to hit subscribe to be kept up to date on all the marine industry headlines happening around the world. Please join us here tomorrow morning at 0600 CET, midnight EST, for your daily dose of yachting, sailing, and boating news. I am Ria Rao, and this has been your Daily Dose.